Sagittarius, this is a general reading, a love reading, and a financial reading for you today. Now, this is my own interpretation, so do take that information that resonates with you as your own, and if there's any information that does not resonate with you, leave that for someone else as it will definitely benefit them. Do stick with us though, as there's definitely a message here for you specifically. Now, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Weekly Tarot Light. I do weekly longer videos, daily shorter videos, and I do personal readings as well, so get in touch for those on Facebook. Now, let's get right into the general reading here. I see some big changes for you, Sagittarius, and I do see some things happening for you in your general life that are going to be moving things forward. I do see this as a karmic progression, and we'll see where that exactly takes us during our reading here. Now, let's get right into that love reading. Okay, let's get it on here. Okay, I see this as a situation where you, Sagittarius, are going to be having a lot of situations at hand that, like I said with the general reading, that there will be a lot happening. And I do see that this is a situation where you're going to, at some point soon, have something really big change. I see that there will be something kind of fundamentally changing for you, and that this will lead you into a little bit of a panic, that you're going to have something happen and that's going to really change things about for you. And that panic is going to be, it's going to feel very visceral, and it's going to feel very deadly, but it's not going to be any big situation overall. That after a month or two, you're going to realize that it was never something so big. It was something that you could more laugh about. And I do see this as a situation where you're basically going to be having something happen, but that thing that happens won't be dire, won't be drastic, just like I mentioned. It's going to just move you forward in your life. I see that this is going to lead you into a sense that you need some healing, and this healing will come very naturally for you, and it's going to allow you to really just go with the flow. And this going with the flow will really make you realize that you have a lot to give, a lot to share. Basically, you are a lot more than you were, and you are going to be really pushing yourself to take things at hand and really understand those around you. And I see you kind of progressing step by step forward and really understanding everything that is around you, that you're going to realize that you have everything that you need. Now, I'm going to point out here that it looks like you do have something big coming. There is a relationship on its way in, and there is something big on its way. It looks like this is a relationship where you're going to have a lot of teamwork, and you're going to finally realize what it is that you've always wanted through this relationship. It may not be this person specifically, but for many it will be this relationship is the one that you've always been looking for. I see that for some, that this may even mean that this situation that you have or will have that's really going to cause some fundamental changes, that could even be relationship, in your relationship. And I see that you're going to, just like I mentioned, in not too long, there will be some extent of celebrations for this change, for this movement and progress, that there will be some things to celebrate, and you will have a lot that you want to celebrate with others. And I see that this is going to allow you to really gain some passionate, some passions in your life, honestly, that you're going to allow yourself to really do new things and really have new experiences. And these experiences may become vices in the future. They may become something that you always want to take part in. You don't want to forget about, basically things that you really are focused on really deeply. But I see that you do absolutely have the world ahead of you for these passions, and that you do have the capability and the talent, the skill set to really become fantastic in whatever you decide to do. That you do have a true dream come true coming, and that you will grow straight into that, and you will have a love like never before. And this is going to be something incredible, and I do see deep satisfaction for you in the future. Now, that brings us to the end of this love reading. Let's get right in on that financial reading as well. Okay, so Sagittarius, let's get into that financial reading. Yeah, let's leave it there. Okay, looks like you've been bringing your nightmares to reality quite a bit. That financially, you've been searching for something in particular, and you have been waiting for that to really bear its fangs and really happen. And I do see that you've been afraid of something happening. Maybe you've been afraid of losing your job. You've been afraid of being penalized at work. And Sagittarius, I see here that this is a situation where you may even have ended up recently being penalized at your job, just because of the way that you've been stressing quite a bit about these situations. And I see that you kind of took this as a situation where it's like, oh, I knew that was coming. But this is a situation that was kind of built from having all of those fears and from not really taking action to prevent that from happening. They've been so focused on the one thing that you've kind of lost track or lost focus on what's important. And honestly, I see here that you do, and I guess it's more like you will regain that sense and understanding of what is important and what you need in your life. And I see you taking some time and resting and meditating on how things have progressed recently. And I see you growing from this. I see this will push you into the sense that you do have the capability to be very comfortable where you are now. That you do have a structure and you can have a strong foundation financially, that you can basically rely on something that even if something bad comes, that you can reliably be just fine even without that situation. And I see you really taking action and allowing yourself to kind of get things started to avoid these kinds of potentials that you've been afraid of, that you will become one of the most fantastic workers on your workforce, etc. Basically, you'll become one of the best team members, one of the best chess pieces in the business. And I see that this is going to lead to some great change and some great new potential for you, that you will become the worker. Basically, you will become the most proficient, and you will, honestly, you may end up even feeling restless because of this, because you're doing so much and you're progressing so much that you feel like you should be progressing faster. And honestly, in the end, this is going to lead you into a sense that you do have everything that you need, and you do have a strong character, a strong sense of justice and reality, and that honestly you are going to be guided by your own intuition. And it does look like this potential is going to guide you into the future, and you are going to know in the future where you're headed, and you're going to have some really big new goals for yourself, and you're going to realize what you have always wanted. Now, that brings us to the end of this reading, Sagittarius. I'll just reiterate that I can be found on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Weekly Tarot Light. I do weekly longer videos, daily shorter videos, and I do personal readings, so get in touch for those on Facebook. I'll see you next time.